what do market makers do? Market maker is a very ominous term, okay? And everybody will describe a market maker different, right? Market maker is just fancy term for someone with a lot of money, okay? There's a lot of different people and entities that fall under this, right? It could be a hedge fund. It could be someone who's in charge at a large firm, who's in charge of a lot of large accounts, right? It could be BlackRock. It could be Citadel. So that's what a market maker is. But they call them market makers because they have the ability to move markets, right? Move sectors, move individual stocks, and not just like penny stocks, like actual, on a slow day, they could jump in on Beyond Meat and buy up, 5 blocks at 10 million a piece and cause that momentum to spike, cause that volume to spike. It sends alerts to retail traders, it hits algos, and it causes it to move up, or the opposite to the down. You could also have a market maker push down a stock for a better entry because they like it, they missed it, there's a lot of things that could be done. So when somebody says it, technically they could be right because we don't know what's happening all the time. And a lot of these have to do with dark pools. You're never going to know what they know. They pay for order flow to get this. Remember, we saw Gensler do the interview where he admitted that 90 to 95% of all market order trades that retailers put in go to the dark pools and not to the light markets, okay? And someone else has paid for the order flow to know where you're trading and what you're trading at to either make money off you or know what direction, right? So what does a market maker do? So let's just pretend that you are a market maker and you're looking for a big move. And you see Peloton have earnings and all of a sudden it moves. Maybe it's a meme run. Maybe PTON has earnings. Everyone knows that everything's shit. There's rumors, but there's nothing else. They're cutting production. There's a lot of stuff. It has whatever earnings and it starts moving, right? And then all of a sudden you see the volume pick up and you start seeing buying going in. You have two options. Wait and see what happens or push it up even more. What does a market maker do? A lot of things. But one thing they do is they try to find trends for retail traders and take the opposite play. Take the opposite end of that tray. Because they have more money and more time and more patience to be able to push whatever direction they want. You might be saying to yourself, Stocky, PTON ran 30% in one day and SPY was only up 0.4%. Okay, that can happen. The next day, SPY dropped 1.1%. Billions of dollars liquidated out of the market. PTON ended up 3.4%. Wait, SPY, how the fuck is this going up? They're not getting bought out. They're not getting taken over. New CEO's not going to push it. The next day, SPY down 0.7%. PTON up 4.1%. Stocky, this doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I want you to think about something. Go look at the open interest. At the time of this on Friday morning, there were 18,000 to 18 $30 puts. Not even close anywhere else. I mean, this was by far the largest open interest of any options out there. Every fucking retail trader bought the same ones. So what do? Don't sell. Buy every sell. Keep that shit up. Let more people do it. You can sell it or you can just let them get crushed. Now, what happens is we saw a little bit of a pullback on Friday, but by the time that pullback occurred, everybody who had Friday expiring was already busted out at zero. They're already gone. They're wiped out. Now, the game is this week. But hold on. Stocky, if that's the case, how come Peloton's down today? Well, remember all those buys that happened? To keep the stock going, you got to get rid of those shares. You know that this isn't long-term sustained, so you start selling them off in blocks. You've already busted out the people from last week, so you don't have to worry about them. Now you just got to worry about these guys. So you have a lot of space between 35 and 30 to dump blocks at a huge profit, but make sure it doesn't get below 30 or finish the week below 30 because those are all going to end zero. That's why I took calls today. Because if you look, I guarantee you'll see sells in blocks, not a sustained sell-off, blocks of sells. And every time they sell, you know insiders at PTON are going to buy up too. But for anybody who's like, well, that's keeping it up, that didn't ride at 30 to 40% up. Insiders didn't have enough capital for that. They wouldn't even be legally allowed to buy that much without doing an announcement for a huge buyback. Could I be wrong? Sure. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. Maybe these hedge funds or the market makers look at it and say, well, you know what? We're going to war, and you know what? I'd rather take the $10 million loss on this fuck around play, than lose even more by holding it. You don't know what's going to happen. But all things considered, this would be easy. And then you can dump all your shares the week after because all the open interest is fucking gone. Do not use this as a reason to buy or sell. Do not share this with anybody. Nothing, okay? Please. I'm just giving you a theory that I have. Pelosi's in these Roblox plays for one of two reasons. Number one, after it started going down, it was the same time that all the heat came on her. So she's taking an L for aesthetics. This is the far-reaching, okay, that she's taking an L for aesthetics, right? Well, look, I don't win every one of them. Look, I lost this. I don't think that's the case, but let's just pretend. Why Roblox? Of all things, why Roblox? You got grandkids, they play it? That's not a reason for a congressperson to dump a couple $100,000 into calls, okay? For those who are unaware, she has January of 2023 $100 calls that are now down about 70% from where she bought them, or from the top. Now, I don't know if she's going to average down or if she's going to sell or whatnot, but I have a weird tinfoil hat theory. Nancy got into September in the money Google calls with their earnings coming up in a split that happened. 20-for-1 announcement of split, stock exploded. Why September and not January? Because that sounded to me like an earnings play. Does she have grandkids? Does she know? Does somebody else know? I don't know. But here is my tinfoil hat theory. And before you guys go, well, actually, Stocky, this is a stupid fucking take. No shit. Do you not see the fucking hat? Come on, chill out. What if Pelosi, Speaker of the House, is up to date on everything that's going on? All the subcommittees, everything, right? She knows what's going on and what's coming up. What if they're going after Facebook again? She's aware of it. They've already brought them to Congress for antitrust. They've brought them to Congress for, everything else. Texas is suing them now and all this stuff. What if? Because how much money is around the metaverse right now? So much money. People buying NFTs and real estate. And anytime metaverse is mentioned, it pops everything up, right? What if she's aware that Facebook is going to be in front of an oversight committee or have some kind of regulation now that locks up, shuts down, or it very much disables their ability to roll out metaverse the way they want, which all that money that everybody's trying to invest with Facebook and its subsidiaries for the metaverse now goes out the window. And what company of all companies out there right now is the most metaverse augmented reality ready there is? I'm not saying ones that have the most potential to go or to create their own metaverse or create, the ability or whatever, but who not just ready, but has the client base of the next 10 years. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, Stocky, that's a dumb fucking take. The truth is, it's Google, it's Amazon, it's Microsoft. Sure, they have the infrastructure. They also have a lot of cash. And if they want to spend years building it, or they could just partner, merge, or buy out another company. So the question becomes, what if that's coming down the line and Roblox goes to 100 and Nancy Pelosi is actually the smart one? What if we're already living in a metaverse? Now, I'm not saying that you should do what Nancy does, but what I can tell you is that since the beginning of the year, the S&P is down 9.2%. Nancy Pelosi is up 26.7%. I don't know about you, but if Nancy's still in, I'm still in. I love how everybody is in here trying to prove to me that I'm wrong and tell me how stupid I am when I'm literally wearing a tinfoil hat.